What's up everybody, Griffey here. Horror sequels often take the smash mouth approach to things. They start coming and they don't stop coming. As a result, a lot of them might get lost in the noise. Here are 5 upcoming horror sequels we here at SlashFilm are looking forward to.
Wait, sit here. Sit
Auntie, what's going on?
Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet and do not move from this spot.
This might be my most anticipated horror movie of all of 2025. We have Danny Boyle and Alex Garland back with our journey through the rage virus-infested zombie apocalypse. This movie has an all-star cast, right? Cillian Murphy's coming back, Ralph Fiennes, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Jodie Comer. We are going to travel now over decades. From watching the very first 28 Days Later, which is shot on mini DV tapes, to what looks like a big, polished production. It's as if we are watching the talent behind and on screen actually grow. What we know so far is that this movie takes place 30 years after the beginning of the rage virus. We will follow a group of survivors on an island that venture back to the mainland and are subject to all the horrors that the rage virus has wrought upon society. How does a government react to something like the rage virus? Probably not well. How do people behave when the rage virus starts murdering all of their friends and family? Probably not well. So the idea that in 30 years, what have these people seen? What have they suffered? What does that new dystopian society look like? Watching the human fabric inside break down and we turn on each other becoming monsters, that's what the best zombie movies are made of. I have no doubt this will be one of the best horror movies of 2025. Predator is one of the most formative movies of my entire life. I actually really liked Prey as well, right? The movie that came directly to Hulu. It set up this really fun tool that the franchise could use moving forward. All you have to do is put a Predator in a different historical era fighting the most awesome warriors from whatever time, whatever culture, with whatever weapons you want. We've got a Predator fighting a samurai. We've got a Predator in ancient Egypt. We've got a Predator going back to Germany and slaughtering Nazis. As a man who knows Highlander is the greatest movie of all time, I absolutely dug that idea. And Dan Trachtenberg says, no, we're gonna do a buddy cop movie. This Predator movie is supposedly going to be set in the future and will feature Elle Fanning playing sisters with, I'm sure, a dark secret. The weirdest thing that has me so excited for this movie is that Dan Trachtenberg said, we're going to follow this Predator on a journey, a heartfelt journey through a wasteland? Is it even a Predator if it's not killing and maiming anymore? This I am very interested in. I have no idea how that works. It seems off the top of my head to be a not great idea, but I am absolutely intrigued and will be at the theater day 1 to watch it. Megan TikTok danced into theaters and absolutely won the hearts of all horror movie fans. I can't even do it. I'm too overweight. Something like that. She's this generation's Chucky, right? A child's toy who becomes a murderous madman. Now she knows that the child she protected had a hand in destroying her. So what does Megan come back with now? What is Megan's prime directive now? I'm guessing to murder the family that betrayed her. We have almost no details. We know that Gemma, the engineer who created Megan, will be back. Her niece Katie will be back, and that Megan, who did not make it through the first one, will be back, right? We live in a world of rampant technology. There is no end to how Megan can return to our world, right? Megan could have made copies of herself on the internet. She could take over your refrigerator that now for no reason has an iPad on it. Like, she could come back full Mega Man. She could be assimilating armor from everywhere. I don't know. As long as Megan comes back, kills human beings, and has awesome new TikTok moves loaded into her programming, I will absolutely be there. This is one of the most fun horror movies we've had in recent years. There's no reason to expect this sequel will not be the same. The Black Phone started as a Joe Hill short story, turned into a feature film, and now looks like it's on its way to becoming a franchise. But there's one huge problem. We killed the bad guy at the end of part 1, right? So what does that leave for the sequel? We have very little details except for that creative team, Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill, will be returning for this movie. So that lets you know immediately you are in good hands, right? I have full confidence that they will figure out how to answer the question, how do you make the Black Phone 2 without the grabber? Well, the short answer is we'll have the grabber back. But this leads to infinite amounts of fun possibilities. To me, the black phone lends itself perfectly to a supernatural answer. The very titular device of the black phone, right? Ghost kids can call this boy and let him know what's coming, help him out. The fact that his sister is imbued with psychic powers, it's not a large leap to go from that to somehow resurrecting, bringing back as a ghost, to get the grabber back into this world, right? And to me, that seems like it lends itself to more fun possibilities than just doing a prequel where the grabber's still alive, even though we know how that story ends, right? But to be fair, the black phone was so awesome. As long as we get Ethan Hawke back as the grabber, as long as we have Scott Derrickson and see Robert Cargill back, I have no doubt this movie will deliver the exact same magic that that first one did.
In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes.
I can't wait for the 6th entry of this film franchise. It's long been a favorite of mine for its clever and insane death scenes. It is one of the greatest achievements of a horror movie is that you can traumatize our entire species for all time. The same way that no one goes in the ocean and doesn't hear in their head the Jaws song and fear they're gonna get eaten, Final Destination did too. No one I know will ever drive behind a truck carrying any long cylindrical potential murder weapons. We haven't had a Final Destination movie since 2011. What sounds really fun about this movie is it seemingly is taking a new and novel approach to the franchise. What we do know is that the story will center around a young woman on her way to college and has dream visions of a burning tower in the 60s. Her grandma was supposed to be in that fiery tragedy, but escaped. And for 50 years has evaded death while creating apparently multiple bloodlines that now are going to pay that tab in full, right? In the other movies, the kids who evade death get got real quick, right? How has grandma survived for 50 or 60 years and been able to breed out of control, making these rampant bloodlines that now death is coming to prune? I can't wait to see how they explain that. Another reason I'm very excited for this film is this will be one of the last times we get horror legend Tony Todd on screen, reprising his character of Bloodworth. Tony Todd is a towering figure in the horror community. Best known for Candyman, he had a voice and a swagger and a kindness when people met him at conventions. You never hear anyone say a bad word about Tony Todd. So getting to see him one more time in what is hopefully a wonderful horror sequel will be something that I cherish myself and am looking forward to. So there you have it. 2025 looks to be another great year for horror. We'll see you at the movies.